I said, yo, welcome to the first RoomShakers podcast. This is going to be a new favorite bottle rap podcast. Um, I'm Amo, being me in the bottle rap fun, and this is my co-host. I'm going to let him introduce himself.
This is Jay. Yeah, so I've been
Not the night
rap
wing.
intense. Say it again.
I say not the night wing. Is it a delay?
Say it again. Say it again.
Bye. You say you've been bottle rapping or you've been watching bottle? Because I didn't know you was bottle rapping. You sound like you about to give me 16.99.
Mind you, I've been writing a 16 for you just in case, like if we ever get to that point.
But that's me, dog.
I've been writing a 16 for you,
It's
dog.
so great. It's so crazy.
But
So crazy. I have hypothetical bottle bars for like all my friends, like all my
Yeah,
boys.
man.
Like, just in case one day they freak out and was like, or like they try like freestyle them on me. I have like 16 like ready for them, easy, like off the top. Like just in case they try sneak up on me.
I definitely have put a chocolate in your sweater. Have you sweating bullets? I definitely got that.
Turtleneck and brunch bars.
I telling you, man. But yeah, man. I've been watching battle rap from Ray Dollars was not blinking in that video, man.
They ain't
I
know
said,
that.
no, that's a classic.
From sweatpants, vest, and armor read. Yeah, though I've been watching. I can't even tell, bro. I've been watching battle rap for so long. I can't even tell you when I saw. I used to be watching battle rap when literally Meek used to be in Philly battling around him again. That's how I kind of got started in battle rap. I was like a big Meek fan, like, and I started watching a lot of stuff on YouTube, watch a lot of his battles, and I just ended up finding, like, in the YouTube suggestion and comment section, you just start finding a bunch of other battles to watch, and that's just how. Then I found URL. From URL, you find other leagues and where was history from there, and like, my life ain't been the same since, because like that's like 20% of what the fuck I do to stay entertained.
Yeah, man. I used to download like the Smart DVDs off LimeWire, man.
Wow, that's crazy that you
Like
risking mod viruses.
No, like I show on my little beige desktop. I had all kind of viruses, though. But you download like the videos, so you'd watch different battles, and like sometimes you download like the first round, you got to try find the second round.
Yeah, I feel. But before but off how we get into battle rap, because I feel like we'll be here all day. Pretty much the part is going to be, us just giving our takes on battles and whatever's happening in battle rap. Like we said, obviously we've been invested in the culture for a long time, so this part was like a long time coming. So, first things first, I think we kind of starting the part in the perfect times, the perfect spot. Noam just finished up Battle Rap Super Bowl. Pretty crazy card. Obviously, the main event kind of is stuck out in everyone's mind. Geechee Gotti, Rum Nitty, Drake in the building, 100K on the line. So what we going to start off the part with, just going to take a quick look at the recap of the Noam card. What were some of your favorite battles from the Noam card?
For me, I feel like the T-Rex and Easy to block captain. I mean, easy get T-Rex out of here. But it was that, and then the Geechee and Rock battle, the Geechee and Rum Nitty battle. I mean, it was solid, but it was like, okay, it didn't surprise me. That was what I expected.
Everyone expected that to be a crazy battle. I think arguably they are the two best battle rappers alive. When with $100,000 on the line, you expected them to like bring it, but that battle was crazy beyond words. I honestly heading into the battle, I was thinking like leaning more Geechee. But, obviously Rum won 2-1. I feel I was most consensus, even though it wasn't like it was like a very close battle, but that bro, that some of them like bars rum that he had is like, bro, how does he like come up with like some of this shit?
Yeah, I feel like it wasn't like okay. What was my prediction? I think did I say Geechee
I
Trio?
gotta check the
I
group.
just say Geechee Trio just the troll, but yeah, I did say Geechee Trio just the troll, but yeah, I give Remnant 2-1 to that. It was dope, especially from them. You could expect 3 rounds, of course. You could always expect at least a hit. And I really glad that they actually battled. Like it wasn't okay, that's my boy, so I go pull the punches. But it was like, no, this was legit bars.
Yeah. So also on the card, another big talking point from the card was the real Seek Donnie Myers battle. Obviously we all know what happened there. Donnie Myers, after having arguably like one of the better years or runs in battle rap in recent memory, finally getting the big shot on the smart stage, chokes in the first round and doesn't even finish. Like doesn't he it was such a terrible choke that he lost composure and couldn't even get the rest of the shit. But like honestly, that was like, I know we get off a lot on twerk for the chokes and shit like that, but I think that was like even worse than like them twerk jokes would be terrible. Like
No. I feel like the difference with this it was with twerk. If twerk choke is like that's twerk, but with Donnie, like it's you didn't expect it at all.
Yeah.
So when it happened, it's like, oh my god.
It was like, bro,
and like
you do all this to get to that point, and it's like in vain because you choke, and you choke terribly, and then not to mention that Real Seek killed, like even if Real Seek did bring a light 3 rounds, it would have been 5. But the fact that he brought 3 crazy rounds made the choke even worse.
Yeah, because he probably came expecting Donnie just to kill, so like he know like he got to come slip up.
Yeah.
So that was like the goddamn.
Yeah, bro, and it's crazy.
I feel like no, go to say what you saying.
No, and I just say it's crazy because, like, bro, Donnie was on a really good run, and he was like picking up momentum, and obviously he was building. I think he was the front runner for Champion of the Year. For those that don't know or follow battle rap heavy, that's like the battle rap of the year. So, like, he was heavily in contention with Champion of the Year, and for him to like choke on that big on the like any other card, dog, not the battle rap Super Bowl, you can't choke at Norm, dog. Like choking at Norm is like, bruh, that's blasphemy.
Yeah, not on this league.
Yeah, you can't do that. But unfortunately,
see how you feel with the beat up DNA battle.
Yeah, I think it was a pretty cool battle. I think it was a pretty cool. What I think we get caught up sometimes in battle rap, we get caught up on name battles, but I think style clashes are just as good. And I think obviously they have 2 different styles. You know, B-Dot is he's the talk to you guy, the more socially conscious guy, the pen guy, and DNA is more of the punchline guy. But I like some of the angles that they took. It was a surprisingly good battle. It wasn't one of my like favorites of the night, but you could definitely say it was one of the more decent battles. Like I would have put it in my like top 3, but it was one of the better battles. Like I think the card was a pretty decent card overall. But some of the low points were really like low points. Like I think every battle after the Donnie Myers and Real Seek battle kind of were affected because it took so much energy out the room. Babe, you have your charger?
Yeah, I feel like in none of them really went like okay. It was a surprise after that. Every went like revert back into his old form and just surprised everybody. Like he was all right. He didn't die. too bad at least. But everything was as expected.
Yeah, but like you touched on the T-Rex easy to block battle. That's also one of my favorites of the night because I'm really an easy fan. Like I just like when new guys come in and they ain't like cookie cutter, or you know what I mean. Like their style is really different and they have like a signature like flair and style. And you know he just talks different. Like just the way he puts certain bars together is like, wow, this nigga is really talking. Like he really was talking to Rex. Like, but also another reason why that bothers a fair mind, Rex really performed better than I thought he was, because I honestly thought Rex was gonna come there and stink up the joint.
Yeah, that was a good performance for Rex, considering. I'm glad it was Rex, because I feel like K-Shine just destroyed Rex, so this actually showed up.
Yeah, but moving on. Obviously, that was the card that already happened. Three. I would say so three cards currently set to take place in the next 2 weeks. Two of them belong to the URL, and of course, Rare Breed Entertainment announcing Max Out 2 dropping. First, we're going to touch on the Max Out 2 card. Obviously, RB is dropping it. For those that don't know, the headline is obviously Hitman Hall of Calico. On the cards, we got Daylight and King Los, which is going to be an interesting matchup. Ill Will versus Jag. Rosenberg Raw versus A Ward. And Big K versus X Factor. This is a pretty decent card, Jay. How you feel about it?
I'm excited about this one. I feel like this, out of the 3 cards for the next 2 weeks, this is the better. This the better card, just based on the matchups.
Yeah. Yeah, this is a pretty big card. Obviously, Hitman and Calico is the big main event. A lot of people like the face-off has been good. The promo has been good. For a lot of people that don't know, these two actually battled before on Snoop's, I think, Gladiator League it was called, or Gladiator School. They battled before, and it was a one-rounder, and I'm not going to tell you no lie. Calico smoked Hitman. I think one of Holler's best attributes and one of his calling cards is the fact that he never really takes a lot of clear losses in battles or gets smoked or chokes or anything like that. So that's something that he prides himself on. That's what a lot of Holler fans say. Hey, you could say it's a debatable battle, but you can't really say he got beat.
Yeah, he lose clear.
Smoked him, bro, it was bad. He died. And when niggas say you die. That was the type, Cal was in his bag. So they got 3 rounds now. The promo has been pretty intense. They've been talking, throwing crazy shots at each other. The face-off was the other day. They dropped the face-off. As far as predictions, this one's a pretty
let me hear this. Let me hear this.
This one's a pretty tough one to me.
Why this tough?
It's tough because I think Hitman is the better performer, and he has the better pen in this battle per se, or he's more lyrical in a sense. But I think when it comes to certain crowds and certain elements, Calico's material tends to hit super hard. So depending on the type of crowd that's in the building, I could definitely see Calico taking this one. But if I had to give a prediction right now, I'd lean to one Holler. This could very well change in a matter of days, but I'm tending to lean to 2-1 Holler. Who you are?
Listen, I get 2-1, and I really tempted to say trio. Now listen, usually you go off the person's last performance, and Hitman last performance was Cassidy, and Calico last performance, at least I see, was that with him and Mook. Now him and Mook was horrible, and I ain't really the biggest Calico fan. and Hitman still in shape. So it depends on the motivation that Hitman got. I feel like with the performance in bars, Calico would have come in there with some raps from a mixtape or something like that. And it made it. So I probably a gentleman's 30, but that's how I get that one going.
All right, that's fair. On the next bottle, we have interesting bottle. We haven't seen Daylight for a long time, and he's taking on King Los. For those who don't know, it's King Los, the actual mainstream rapper. Now he's bottled in RBE before, has had a decent showing, like as far as mainstream guys stepping into the bottle arena. Obviously, his strengths are that he's super lyrical. One thing I did note that he has to kind of adapt a little more to tailoring his punches and style to battle rap, because like I think for a lot of people they assume that's because you could rap and you're lyrical, you could come to battle rap and be a star, and that ain't the case. You have to tailor your material to the crowd and know how to perform, and that's the level material, because you have a lot of dudes that battle that have crazy pens that never blow up because they don't know how to tailor their style.
They don't know how to make a song.
So, you know what I mean? So, yeah. But this is gonna be an interesting battle. I want to lean Daylight 2-1. That's obviously because I think Daylight is obviously a veteran. I think for all his antics and that he's been professionally known for, Daylight, I think in recent years has been taking his parts a little more serious, and when Daylight is on, he's on.
Exactly.
Like he's one of the tougher bottlers to bottle. So I gotta lean Daylight 2-1 here.
I don't have no like you. Everything you said with King Los is correct as far as him having a good pen and probably adjusting to the battle rap format as opposed to just rapping over or freestyling on tracks. But I have no faith in his performance against a motivated Daylight, and Daylight don't put the antics down, and like he just rapping, rapping, and just off of what he do, the Tay Rock might be like legendary, like Scorched Rock. So I have no faith in King Los at all. But I get that trio.
Right? That's what's up.
It's up to King Los on how bad he will make it. Like fight back so it don't be too bad.
Yeah. You feel you. All right. Next up is the Ill Will and Jag battle. Obviously, Jag is another mainstream dude that's stepped into the battle arena. He battled. Who was his last opponent? I can't remember who his last opponent was. I watched the battle on RB. He had a decent showing. Like I think he's gonna be one of the bigger mainstream guys that come over and battle and ascend quicker, because I think obviously he's lyrical, but I think he has a bit of the bully aggression and performance that could kind of help you win over a lot of fans. But in this matchup, that won't necessarily help him because he's taking on Ill Will, and Ill Will is one of the biggest bullies in battle rap. And I think
so that kind of neutralized that's the same thing.
Yeah, and he's coming off one of his better performances I think I've seen in recent memory. He took on A-Ward. Even though I think A-Ward won that battle, that was a really, really good battle. That's one of the better battles I watched this year. So Ill Will and Jag, again, I'm going to lean 2-1 Ill Will because, it's a good probability showing that the veteran battle rapper will somewhat edge out the new guy. So I'm going to lean Ill Will. Who you got?
Yeah. I'm really trying to agree with you in all these matchups, but I get Ill Will 2-1 too, man. Like that Ill Will and A-Ward. I have A-Ward winning that Ill Will battle, but yeah, Ill Will been cooking, man. So I have Ill Will 2-1 to Jag.
You've been cooking. All right, this next battle, Rosenberg Raw versus A-Ward. This is a very interesting style class. A-Ward, obviously one of the Four Horsemen, Christian rapper, but he's also one of the hardest bottle rappers right now. He's been killing it on every league, URL, KOTD, wherever he's been. RB, super good with the freestyles.
They say my rebuttal game crazy.
Yeah, the rebuttal game is retarded. But this is an interesting stock clash. You know, Rosenberg Raw to me, like he's one of those. Like I'm a Rosenberg Raw fan. Like he isn't one of those guys that's overly lyrical, has a bunch of performance. But I don't know what it is. I just like his style. Probably because he's from Philly, so I'm like I grew up on Philly rap. I grew up on Philly rap. Like all of my favorite rappers growing up were from Philly. Like I said, like Meek, Beans, Cassidy. I listen to Philly rap, so that style always resonates to me. Like some of the shit he's be saying, like it ain't super hard, but it's hard to me. It he's be like jumbo blickers, bullets long like with tumbo fingers. It's like it ain't crazy, but it's like that's a clever line to me. But this is gonna be my first upset pick of the night. I think Rosenberg Raw is he's gonna halt A-Ward's momentum. I think it's an interesting style clash. Obviously, two different styles, but I think Rosenberg Raw is gonna show, especially coming off that show off battle. And show off was like, when he had the reach of the year with Pulverized. We're not gonna go into detail because everyone has seen that clip at least 1,000 times. But I have Raw taking this one 2-1.
Thank you. We need some disagreements and we need some controversy because I feel like A-Ward too versatile, and I feel like he could make that change. He can make that change mid battle. Whereas if his first don't come off, he have the capability where he can make changes still second and third. To pull it off. So I get A-Ward 2-1 on this.
All right. All right, the last, they have other bottles, but the main bottle, the last major bottle, BK X Factor. I honestly, this is a no-brainer for me. Even though I hate this saying because, like, I don't know why he blocked me on Twitter. I don't even, like, I actually am a fan of BK. I can't explain. Like, he blocked a lot of people on Twitter, but I don't know what I said. You? Yeah, bro, he blocked me on Twitter. Like, I don't know what I said to Big Gang. Like, I have no idea. I mean, I probably was talking shit, but it's like, I never would have said nothing disparaging because I'm a Big Gang fan. But he blocks everyone on Twitter, though, so I didn't take it offense. But despite him blocking me, I have him 3-zip over X Factor. Like, I never got X Factor's appeal. Like, he's a funny nigga, to be honest. Like, he's funny, and he's on and telling his stories. He has some hits, but I never. X Factor is those guys to me that were just because they were around during the early years, they get like that legend tear attached to them. And I'm like, bro, this nigga never said anything hot ever. When has X Factor ever said anything hot in the history of life? Because I never had.
X has never been a factor, though. X has never been a factor. I get Big Gay Trio on it.
Yeah,
I probably wouldn't even watch that battle.
We ain't even need to go into no detail. That's a 3-zip. Like, and K has been on a wild run too. So we're gonna tackle these last two cards. First up, we're gonna get obviously switching over to the URL. On Saturday as well. They have the Born Legacy Northwest. I think this is taking place in Seattle. It's a quick breakdown of the card. You got Donnie Myers, obviously trying to redeem himself, taking on Jada Nightwing. Luke Castro versus Trugs. Oops versus Jock Boy Main. Steens versus Tank the Demon. Trey Vicious versus Saint Mike. Young Grizz versus Mr. Biscuit. Royalty versus Deuce. So we can break down the first 4 bottles because I honestly, I'm not gonna even cap. I do not know any of those last 6 niggas in them last 3 bottles. So we gonna just talk about the major.
You ain't know Mr. Biscuit? Young Biscuit?
No, dog. I've never heard of Mr. Biscuit in my life. Like that don't even feel like. I feel like if that's your bottle rap name, you already lose, bro. Like because
Mr. Biscuit, no Popeyes, like Pop guys.
Like niggas can name flip, bro. Niggas will name flip you to death Like I already see that. Like I don't even know how you made that a thing. But yeah. So we're gonna tackle the card. First bottle, Steams and Ting the Demon. That's gonna be interesting.
That's interesting. That's
Yeah, that's
interesting.
That's an interesting matchup. Obviously, Ting the Demon. I think he had built up some momentum, and he'd end up going to prison for like a year. I think it was, but
yeah.
He's coming back, and I think he also had a bit of issue with like slip ups and memory material. But Tank is he's one of the more unique bottle rappers in the world.
Yeah.
That's his whole like sinister style and rhyme schemes, and guys don't know what the hell he's be talking about half the time. But he'd be like, "Yo, I'm drowning your baby in a bathtub of formaldehyde." I'm like, bro, that is ridiculous.
Relax, yeah.
Like it's sinister and fire at the same time. Like it doesn't make sense. And obviously Steams, also another unique style, not a super punch heavy rapper, but it's always like super layered with his lyrics. Like he is one of the best schemers in
I just want to say that.
He is amazing with schemes. I think the issue for Steams is obviously he's not a super heavy puncher all the time. That takes away, and then obviously as battle rap fans, sometimes
they need that punch.
Yeah, and then you only always gonna be able to break down the schemes or what people saying that detracts away from him. Not to detract away from him because obviously he's a very good schemer, but I think it's gonna be that's gonna be an underrated, probably one of the more underrated bars on the card. I think that's gonna be pretty good, but I think I'm tending to lean Tank 2-1. Jay, who you got?
It can go either way, but I get Tank 2-1. Depending on how Tank show up, Tank 2-1.
Yeah. All right, that's what's up. All right, obviously next up we got Oops and Jackboy Maine. For those that don't know, Jackboy Maine has had one of the toughest setbacks in boxing history after the whole fake chain incident.
Oh my God!
Went into the crowd with them fans. I had to take a battle rap hiatus. Nobody would book him, but he's looked pretty good ever since he came back. He's been in his bag. For those that don't know, Oops is the battle rapper / politician. I think he won for councilman in his city in St. Louis.
St. Louis,
yeah, he won. Caused a lot of public reform. I think he was nominated for Oscar for the documentary surrounding his life as well. So obviously a good guy, but fuck all that to the cards. Exactly. Oops versus Jackboy Maine. Weirdly enough, I honestly, obviously, like I just said, Oops is a good dude. I'm not particularly a big Oops fan as a battle rapper. I don't know, his style. He has his moments, but I just ain't a fan of his style per se. Not to come off as super biased, and I obviously tend to lean. I'm gonna lean towards Jackboy Maine in this battle. I'm actually thinking Jackboy is gonna 3-0 him. I don't know why. I just think the momentum Jack has been building since he came back, and I think he's out with a point to prove. And I think he's gonna he made 3 Oops in this battle.
Yeah, I got that same feeling. He about to come out vicious. Oops about to be there and say, "What you know about black woman being hurt and being harmed?" And Jackboy about to say something like, "Nigga, F your black mama," F your black something like that, dog. Jackboy coming out vicious, so I get Jackboy trio in this. Oops is a good dude.
He's a good dude, but I don't know. I can't explain. His style just never really resonated with me.
Yeah, if he's running for my constituency, I might have him in him.
Yeah. Definitely. But next up we have the big dog, Luke Castro. He's taking on Drugs. Pretty interesting matchup. Luke Castro obviously had a pretty decent showing against Mike Pete at Norm 11. Drugs also has been cooking. I think he had a pretty decent performance against Romney. I'm leaning Luke Castro toward in this battle 2-1. I think his performance is gonna be a bit too much for Drugs to deal with, and he's probably gonna bully him a little bit. I think Drugs is cool, but he doesn't have super strong delivery on his punches to me sometimes. So he says a lot of dope shit online, but his delivery isn't super crazy. So Like he's just, I describe Drug as he's a very consistent battler, but he's just never one that is gonna like blow you away. Like I've never seen a Drugs performance where I was like, bro, that's crazy. Like it's like, okay, yeah, Drugs, cool, he did his thing.
You watched that Drugs versus Prep battle?
Did I? I feel I did. I probably I can't remember it though.
Drugs been having good showing, like good showings, like him in the Ultimate Madness tournament. He
did have a good showing in the tournament. I think he Nitty smoked him, but he still had a decent showing. But I'm gonna lean towards Lucas or the big dog, and I think Louis' style is gonna, and his performance is gonna be a little too much for Drugs and be too overwhelming for him.
I agree. I get it. I get that 1-1 to Lou, but I'd want Drugs to show up. I would want Drugs to prove me wrong, because I don't know. I root for Drugs. I like Drugs. That sounds bad.
Yeah, that's what I said. Yeah, I like Drugs. Bad. That's crazy. All right, and then all right, no, another got you. Sorry.
But Lou 2-1, and then we got the main one with Donnie and Jaden Nightwing.
Donnie and Jaden Nightwing. This is going to be an interesting matchup. One, because if I do remember correctly, I think Jay is from Washington, but Born Legacy is taking place in Seattle, so it's going to be interesting to see if the home court advantage, so to speak, works in his favor. Obviously, this is going to be Donnie's first battle back since the infamous choke.
And
choke thing.
Do you really want to stand in front of Donnie that has to redeem himself now?
Bro, this is why I think this is going to be a crazy battle, because if you don't remember from knowing too, Che kind of slipped up too. So I think both of them are going to be out with a point to prove. But honestly, obviously, I think Donnie is going to be a bit more, like he's going to be a bit more locked in, because he knows what happened at Nome. So he's going to come up with a bit more of a vengeance.
Yeah.
And like we talked about it off air, you weren't really a big Jay Nightwing fan. I do not know why. I think Jay is pretty dope lyrically. He has a pretty crazy delivery, like the way he schemes, and obviously he's a big dude, so he gets the presence too. This one is, I think it's tougher than, because I think majority of people are gonna lean Donnie, but obviously because he is trying to redeem himself. But I'm gonna kind of shake things up a bit. I'm gonna go Jaden Nightwing 2-1, because I think obviously he's home, so he may feel a little more comfortable. And I feel like Donnie's gonna be crazy, but there's also the possibility that Donnie could maybe overthink. And I don't necessarily think we're gonna get another choking incident, but I'm gonna lean Jay 2-1 in this one. I think that's gonna be a crazy battle, though.
Yeah. I think because of the factors that you mentioned, the fact that Donnie coming off the choke and then Jay being at home, so he having that crowd support, that it would make it more debatable. So I got 2-1 with it being able to be debatable, but Donnie edging it 2-1.
All right, that's what's up. All right, now we're gonna get to our last card. We're gonna wrap up the pod with next week. We got the URL Super Fight, July 17th. That's gonna be on Caffeine. Another pretty good card. Obviously, the big main event. We're just gonna go down up the card right quick. We got Chess, Kid Chaos, Ace and Mean versus Cortez, Head Ice versus Av, Arsenal versus Real Seek, T-Top versus Swamp, and obviously the main event. Smart finally give Rum Nitty one of the big plates. Rum Nitty versus Hollow the Dawn should be a crazy battle. We're gonna get to that. We're gonna break down some of these other battles first. Some of our predictions. We're gonna work our way up. Chess versus Kid Chaos. No, I'm not. And I should be, because I think obviously with us doing the pod now, we got to start watching some more of the battlers that aren't as mainstream or as big, so we can obviously try to give us fair and concise analysis as possible. Not super heavy on the Kid Chaos. I've watched a few battles that he's in, that he's been in. I think he's cool, but he's taking on Chess. I've always been a Chess. I really know what I'm saying. I've always been a Chess guy.
Just how I like drugs.
Yeah. I've always been a chess guy, but yeah, I think chess is also someone who's kind of been out with something to prove because chess, his momentum has died off a bit to where he was a few years ago because chess was positioning him again. Chess was positioning himself as being the face of URL pretty much off this tournament run and just a couple of big performances, but obviously the chokes and slip ups as how like we've seen with countless other bowlers kind of affecting him. But I think he's building up momentum again, so I'm gonna lean Chess 2-1 in this one.
Yeah, Chess is in an interesting position because he ain't like lower level like with the slums like I would say drugs or what's not and riders. But he ain't made that jump yet to say, okay, I had the upper echelon or I could be considered close to top tier or what's not. So he in an interesting place. So I get Chess 2-1 on this. Like you say, we gotta get familiar with the lower name guys just to give them fair chances. But I do have Chess having a strong showing. Yeah. So I get Chess 2-1 on this.
All right, that's what's up. Next part, we got Ace Amin versus Cortez. I think that's going to be a pretty dope battle. Obviously, Cortez has been surf hunting for the last 2 years. Obviously, Surf said he ain't taking the battle, but Cortez had some pretty decent showings. He was looking really, really good in the UM tournament until he ran into obviously Rum Nitty, eventual champion. So it's safe. I think, and that's my thing with tournaments. Like when you lose to the champion, it ain't really a knock because the only person
you kind of feel bad for that.
Knock you off was the person that took it all. But he's going to be taking on Ace Amin, another one of the guys in the new class. Another one of those talk to you guys, very rugged, very rough. I think his style is pretty dope as well. He's also one of my new favorites. I think this is going to be a pretty close battle. Cortez is obviously going to try flex on him.
Let's go. Who you get?
Talk about how you made away from him. It's going to be a little upset. I'm going to go Ace Amin 2-1 because I think Core may underestimate Ace Amin a bit, and I think Ace Amin he's gonna come up with a point to prove. So I got Ace Amin 2-1.
I got Cortez 2-1. I feel like everybody, even before the tournament, people were counting call out. So I feel like the tournament just showed them like, yo, like I ain't dead yet, and I feel like he's still riding that run of that chip on his shoulder, like yo, I don't just count me out. And yeah, Ace might come slacking. Like I feel like Ace might discredit Cortez, so I get Cortez 2-1.
All right, that's a pretty fair analysis. Next up, we got the Wolf is barking URL for the first time in a minute. Head Ice taking on Av. This is gonna be an interesting battle. Very, I think it's a style clash in a sense. Obviously, Av is a super crazy puncher. Head Ice is the more scheme heavy old head. He's gonna talk you and flex on you type guy. I think this one's a tough one to call. I'm leaning Av 2-1. Just I think Av is gonna be a bit too lyrical, but I think Head Ice is gonna have a pretty decent showing on his first URL card back. I'm leaning Av 2-1 though.
I get Av 3-0. Like Head Ice is back, but I feel like I've been having good showings. He really back, and I don't see nobody talking about it. But then I've had like COVID and was down and out.
Yeah, niggas thought I was gonna die. Like I talked about it was like I was like looking. It was like crazy out there.
Yeah, but I'm back now. But I get Av 3-0. I just see Av being too much.
This nigga didn't even give Head Ice a chance. He like that's
I think. No, you gotta get comfortable. You gotta be comfortable, and I feel like once I get comfortable, Head Ice ain't be able to do nothing with that.
Yeah, I can feel it. Respect that. All right, next up, about the two Jersey niggas, the veteran versus the new school nigga. We got Arsenal versus Real Sick. Sorry, I'm sorry, not to be offensive to your religion, my bad. Arsenal versus Real Sick. No gap. Like Real Sick is one of the to me he's one of the top 15 bottlers on earth right now. That dude is ridiculously good. Like not only does he have the pen and witty and lyricism, like his aggression and delivery and style and the way he switch up his flow sometimes, like he starts rapping in cadences. I was like, bro, that dude is nice. And then obviously we have Arsenal, the legend, Mr. Disrespectful, Hulkamanian, leg drop to your grandmother, Squidward clarinet your brother. It's gonna be a crazy battle because obviously we know they are both super intense, so it's gonna be the energy is gonna be there. But bro, I'm leaning Real Sick. I'm not gonna be. I ain't even lie. Yeah. I think Real Sick. I think if Real Sick doesn't choke and shows up with 3 rounds, I think he may be too much for Arsenal.
Yeah, I got him 2-1. I get Arsenal's a legend, so I never have him going out 3-0. I show he got something in there. But I get Real Sick 2-1.
I can respect that. Next battle before we get to the main event, we got T-Top Swamp. Interesting
finally though.
I think both of those niggas been throwing shots at each other for a long time. It's like the part of the Carolinas, Count from Swamp from South Carolina, T-Top from North Carolina. They've been throwing shots at each other for a minute now. They finally getting in the ring. But I think this is gonna be a crazy battle. Hopefully he doesn't end the fight because niggas been talking. But didn't Swamp get locked up the other day too? Right? Swamp was in jail the other day. He did get locked up. Yeah, he did get locked up the other day as well. If he name on the cards, apparently he's free. But this is gonna be interesting.
This was supposed to go down at Nome, I think, or sometime. Yeah, but it didn't go down.
Yeah, I think so. But I'm gonna lean T-Top 2-1. Again, I try to analyze every battle without a hint of bias. But I haven't really been on the Swamp wave like everyone. Like I think he's dope, but I don't know. Is that something that it doesn't resonate with me? I don't know if it's the Southern drawl or the cadence or whatever it is. But
not say.
But I think T-Top is gonna be a little too much for him.
Yeah, I don't want to just be here agreeing with you for all these cards. Yeah. But yeah, I get T-Top on that. Just because Swamp cool. He'll probably have some funny lines or what's not. Yeah. But T-Top different with it. So
yeah, I feel like T-Top is talk.
Yeah, and he could punch. He could find an angle. So it's I get T-Top on it. I get T-Top 2-1. I give Swamp at least 1.
Yeah. All right, last ball of the card, last thing to wrap up the pod with. We have the main event, the super fight. Rum Nitty versus Hollow the Dawn. Obviously, Hollow the legend, one of the greatest battle rappers ever. If he's on your Mount Rushmore, he's on a lot of people Mount Rushmore. Versus Rum Nitty, who arguably we could say pound for pound as it stands right now on July 7, 2021, is the best battle rapper on planet Earth. I don't even know if I can say planet Earth because this nigga probably is an alien with the shit he's come up with. So this is gonna be. It should be a fun battle. I was trying to keep it politically correct now. It's not gonna be a fun battle. Rum Nitty's gonna do Hollow dirty. I'm sorry.
You think so?
Bro, the run, bro, I don't think that I can't tell you there's a person right now that could withstand 3 Rum Nitty rounds right now in 2021. That's the type of run he's on. That's just the momentum he has right now. Unless he slips up, bro, it ain't how much people beating Rum Nitty. I'm sorry. I actually have him a gentleman's 30.
I see it. What you saying makes sense. And Rum definitely is a force right now. He is a force. You can't stand in front of him and then play around because then you about to get washed away. I just hopeful. Like you say, Hollow is a legend and on a lot of people Mount West.
Mm-hmm.
Be a Hollow like with Lux or like a Hollow, even back like with Surf or Clips,
Mm-hmm.
like a good showing. So I hopeful Hollow could fight back to at least take one round, at least the first, where that surprise, like, oh, like he back and he still got it. Yeah, so I get Rum 2-1 with Hollow fighting back and at least getting one.
All right, that's what's up. Well, that's all the time we got tonight. We are running through the
That's
upcoming cards.
Man.
That's 3 cards. That's a lot of work for the first part. But shout out to all the listeners that will be listening. Be sure to keep you updated. Obviously, we're gonna be here to talk Battle Rock.
Yeah.
Not sure how often the pod's gonna come out. Aiming for maybe one every 2 weeks, or every time a big car comes up, we could chop it up.
Yeah.
And
Go from there.
Don't forget to follow the Discord, the Solid. Don't forget to follow the SoundCloud pages at the Solid Pods. Hit us up on Twitter and Instagram at the Solid, so we can interact. We could like as Mook said, get to chopping these fables. Talk, shoot some shit, talk about battle rap. What's going on? So
and let us know your predictions.
Yeah.
Once y'all join the Discord, y'all can see the cards. Let us know your predictions. Y'all might totally disagree with us or come with some off the wall predictions. So let us know. Let us hear it out. And then if any battle or dope battles that y'all see that y'all want us to talk about or put us on, let us know, man.
All right. That's all the time we got.
That's it.
See y'all
2 words
later.
after this.
Is there